So, yeah, this is a thing. What's going on, guys? It is John bringing you another episode of the Team Gradelock Standard Market Watch. Now, there are a few things I would like to discuss with you guys when it comes to the overall impact of the standard market for Cardfight Vanguard. But before I do, just know that if you like this style of content, we will be having our premium market watches every Wednesday, and every Thursday, our standard market watches. Al and I will be subbing in for Henry for the month, but just know that we will be trying to bring you guys market watch content in the foreseeable future. Now, today's episode is going to be a bit interesting, I would say. There are a few things I would like to discuss with you guys. Of course, we need to talk about the recent release of the Bang Dream set that has come out for the TCG, as well as the overall question, should you invest into standard now? There's a couple of things that we want to look at when it comes to, of course, the release of Clan Selection 1 and Clan Selection 2 that is going to be coming out soon. All of this and more, guys. So let's just go right into this to see which cards are money, which cards are minus, and which cards are plus. Alright guys, so let us get right into this. So, looking over here at the Bang Dream set, the main thing you want to look out for, guys, is that there are 5 main archetypes in this set when it comes to deck building in terms of building a consistent deck. Those decks being Hello Happy World, Poppin' Party, Roselia, Pastel Palettes, and Raise a Sullen. So, those are the 5 main archetypes when it comes to building a successful deck. But the question remains, should you as a vendor invest into this set overall? Currently, my recommendation is a no. Just looking at the set over here, of course you can see that there are going to be, the SSRs, the SPs, those are going to be your mainstay, super primo expensive cards. I mean, you can see, look at this. We have a $600 listing for a Blue Rose Yukina Minato. Further going down, look at this. The Sayo Hikawa, $549.99. Oh boy. And then, trickling down a little further than that, you get your SSRs, currently trickling around to the $123, $100 range. And then further down from that, the SPs decline to around a $50 to $30 range. So, I mean, that's where your main value is going to be. Of course, when it comes to overall booster sets, though, my main tip, you always want to try and find value with the Vanguard rares, your triple rares, your double rares. And as it stands right now, Aya Maruyama, I believe her name is probably the most expensive non-SP card you're going to find in this set, currently going around $11. And then after that, you're going to have Kasumi Toyoyama. Now, all of these, again, fall under their own archetypes, so they're all different types of grade 3s that you're going to need in order to run a successful archetype for the Bang Dream set. Now, a couple of takeaways I want to show you guys is that, yes, your SPs will have value, but that does not mean it should be worth investing everything into one set, right? So, at the current moment, if you're looking to offload things pretty quickly, I would say no, don't invest into this at all. I think that would be a huge miss. However, hear me out, guys. For the long term, I do see this having a lot of potential. One, of course, for the collector's market. There are people that like to collect cards just for their aesthetic, Bang Dream being an aesthetic, so that's something to keep in mind. But also, guys, think of another clan that has recently gotten support that hasn't gotten support for a long time. I am, of course, talking about Token Rambu. Now, Token Rambu is going to be having a new booster set and trial deck releasing within the next few months. Now, Token Rambu hasn't had support in probably years at this point, with it having a main booster set, followed by another main booster set during the G era, and then completely ignored after that. So, Bang Dream might follow the route of Token Rambu. So, if you're looking to invest into something long-term, then maybe buy some of this and hold on to it for the foreseeable future, guys. There is potential here, but at the current moment, I would say short flip and dip. No way, this would be a pass. Alright, so now I want to talk to you guys about a couple of cards I actually think have a lot of potential when it comes to the recent releases of the both Clan Selection 1 and Clan Selection 2. More specifically, the Clan Selection 2. These cards I see having a lot of potential in terms of buyouts happening, or if you're looking to build these decks, now would be a good time to invest into these cards. So the first one I want to take a look at here is Evil Stealth Dragon Akatsuki Hanzo. So Current listing for this we have at $10, $11 actually considering shipping, with the market price being at $7.10. There are only 15 listings of the market, guys. After this one listing, it shoots up to a $14 card, slowly trickling up to a $15 card. Now, this for me personally strikes as, I mean, it makes sense. The Hanzo archetype is going to be a primary build when it comes to the clan selection 2 for Nubatama. Is it the most powerful build? Personally, I don't think so. I personally value the Shiranui build more. I think it's a little more aggressive in terms of playstyles for the current meta. But nonetheless, it is still an interesting deck to take a look at, and it's something to consider when building the Hanzo archetype for Nubatama. Now, next one I want to take a look at is one of my personal favorites coming out of Clan Selection Volume 2, and that is Hamskate. Guys, Hamskate is going to be one of the cheapest and most budget-friendly builds coming out of Clan Selection 2. The entire deck can basically be built out of that one booster set, which is amazing. And the Hamskate archetype isn't that bad itself. It's a little finicky when it comes to its combo potential, but there is a lot to look out and a lot to love there. Now, one card that helps in particularly with that particular deck is this one over here, Hamskate's Rival Rocket Pencil Hamdon. Current listing for this card is $4 considering shipping, since it's $2.99 plus. Current market price is $3, and if we look over here, guys, there are only 15 listings left on the market. But of course, you know, there are a lot of people that still have solid 6 ofs, 16 ofs over here, but it slowly trickles up to a $5 card, $6 once the rest of these listings over here leave the market. So there's a lot of potential for this card over here, and it is something to consider when it comes to building for Great Natures for Clan Selection 2. Alright, so next I want to take a look at good old Brad Black here. So current listing for this bad boy over here is $5.50 on the market with a normal price of $4.34. Current listings though, guys, look at this over here, 8 listings on the market, and there's not that many to go by right now. 2 ofs, 1 ofs, 3 ofs, 1 ofs, 2 ofs. So guys, if you have any of these currently sitting in your binders, now would be a very good time to actually get rid of them. Maybe wait a little bit till they get maybe around the $6 range. This card over here is going to be having amazing synergy with Zeal when it comes to the Clan Selection Volume 2, so there is something to consider over there. Personally, I see this as a very valuable card overall, though. There's a lot of potential for this particular card when it comes to deck building for D-Police in general. It has a lot of flexibility, its skill is very unique, and there is a lot of combo-oriented power that it can innate, as well as there being potential support in the future for this card, therefore good investment. Alright, so the next card I want to talk to you guys about is this one over here, Goddess of the Sun Amaterasu. So the current listing for this card has it going for around $5, normal price being around $4.30. But if you look over here, guys, look at this, 6 listings on the market for this little lady right over here. We have $5 and slowly, actually not even slowly, quickly spikes up to a $10 card. So guys, if you have this particular card, I would recommend letting it go for around maybe $10. Now, do I see this as support for clan selection specifically? No, I don't actually. I think this has a little more premium potential than anything else. Of course, that would be in the premium market watches for a little more speculation. But as it stands right now, this card is very powerful for what it does. I know there is some support when it comes to this with Kaliko for premium, so that might be one of the reasons why it's going up in price. So yeah, if you have these, I would recommend getting rid of them at rather than the $5 than the $10 price. It's a very good sell, in my personal opinion. So next card I want to talk to you guys about over here is this one over here, Prism Image Vert. So this card over here currently is going for around $2.75, $3 to $4 on the market, with it projecting normally around $2 to $3. And, you know, it also shows over here, 24 listings. It's a slow trickle for this card, and I don't see it spiking up anytime soon. But I personally see this as a very good investment for anyone who's looking to think of longevity for a few reasons. One, Prisms is actually going to be getting support in Clan Selection Volume 2, and this card over here is, of course, direct support for Prisms, so they work synergistically in that regard. Not only that, but when it comes to the Bermuda archetype in general, as it stands right now, I personally think that Prisms is one of the strongest archetypes to play, and this card over here is a main staple card for that. So if you're looking to invest into Bermudas, then this card over here might be a good investment to look at. Just something to consider. So you guys remember how I was telling you guys maybe a few weeks ago how grade 3 searchers would be an overall good investment? Well, this is another example right here. Gateway Stealth Road Ataka. So this is the grade 3 searcher for Murakumo, and the current listing for this is $650. However, if you look guys, normal price goes for around $327, but if you dip a little further, there are only 7 listings on the market, with it slowly trickling $6, and then quickly spikes up to a $10 card. So guys, this is what I keep telling you guys. If you're investing into standard, you're going to want to look for staple cards, this being a prime staple card for Murakumo. I personally think that all grade 3 searchers are very good staple cards, so if you're holding on to anything for the standard format, grade 3 searchers are a very good investment if you're looking for long term in terms of when the standard format eventually shifts into the VMeum format and Overdress comes out. Not only that, but there's a lot of versatility for these cards, and there's going to be demand for these. So if you have the supply, you'll be able to dominate the market. So guys, grade 3 searchers, really something to consider investing. Now, another thing I'd like to talk to you guys about when it comes to investments, when it comes to the standard format, is stuff like this over here. Now, personally, when I think of VMeum as a whole, I would like to consider cards that can not only work well in the VMeum format, which will be the standard going forward, but also cards that work in premium. Dragheart Luard being a prime example of this. Now, the current listing for this card goes for around $6.20, and you know, it shows in price $6.33, and there's a whole bunch of listings of this card on the market, so this card is not going to be budging anytime soon. However, guys, if we look over at Drag Driver Luard, $7.24 currently for a lightly played, also keep that in mind. Normal price $5.90, so there's a slight spike there, right? However, look at this, guys, 13 listings on the market, and it slowly trickles up $7, $8, $10, and it's going to spike to a potentially $12 to $15 card. So it's stuff like this that are another thing that you want to keep in mind, guys. Don't get me wrong, there is a lot of good things for Shadow Paladins. The Witch archetype is kind of meh, but of course Dragheart and Luard respectively is going to have the strongest potential when it comes to longevity for Shadow Paladins, for the VMeum format specifically. However, I also think that, you know, this archetype, it's very strong for the premium format too as a whole. So if cards work in both formats, those are cards that are definitely worth investing into, guys. It's something to consider at least. And overall, yeah, I'm fairly impressed. So now let me go in by asking you guys if now is a good time to invest into standard. I personally would say yes, now is actually a very good time if you're looking to pick up certain cards to get into standard. There's a lot of things currently on the cheap as people are trying to offload things and get ready for Overdress going forward, but that doesn't mean your cards won't have any value. So if you want to hold on to your cards, of course, and you enjoy the VMeum format, go right ahead. There's no reason not to. And because so many cards are going to be on the cheap now would be a good time to buy if you're looking to, you know, build that deck that you couldn't build previously. Or maybe you want to get ready for Springfest and you want to build a super competitive deck. There might be some people that are willing to offload their competitive deck because they don't want to play in the remote fight or versions of Springfest and just want to wait till things go back to normal and they can play with physical cards. So now I actually would be a good time to pick up a few things. I personally think that, you know, some decks to look out for would probably be stuff along the lines, of Night Rose, of Chrono Jet, and probably Chaos, and Angel Feather, of course, because, you know, Angel Feathers is nuts right now in standard, guys. One-shotting is, yeah, it's no joke. And then, of course, it would not be a market watch from me without a couple of things I'm looking out for when it comes to the sleeve market and things like that from AmiAmi, more specifically. So, if you guys look over here at AmiAmi, we currently have some pre-orders going on for all of the Overdress goodness, guys. So, you know, these are some very nice character sleeves if you're looking to pick up some highly collectible things, I guess I want to say, when it comes to the overall collection market for Vanguard. Now, when it comes to character sleeves specifically, I'm personally going to be looking out for stuff like Donji over here. I know Megumi and Tomari are going to be some very popular ones. So, you know, obviously those would be ones to look out for. Also, these guys over here, Iseki and Ishigami Zakusa, all of them, guys, all of them. They're all fantastic looking. I personally am a fan of the Donji's pink aesthetic with the blue borderlines around it. Yu looks nice with the blue and the green. And I guess, and Toya actually has the very nice, kind of like McDonald's look, actually, the red and the yellow going on over there. It's kind of funny. But yeah, Megumi, Tomari, those are going to be your main pickups if you're looking to invest into sleeves. And, guys, look over here, the Velorina Valiente. A very strong looking guy, brawlic AF, if I do say so myself. Another good one, personally when it comes to me, I don't actually look for the unit sleeves in particular, unless it's a very, very popular unit. But, you know, this might potentially have some value going forward, since it is going to be the main unit for Dragon Empire in this first booster set. Yeah, so sleeves, guys. Sleeves galore. These are things I like to look at, and hopefully you find these interesting too. And yeah, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of the Team Gradelock Standard Market Watch. Overall, I would like to say that there are a couple of interesting things happening in the market currently, but as it stands right now, it's still a little bit stagnant. There's nothing super bombastic happening at the current moment. Now, do I see this changing in the future? Possibly, depending on how Overdress plans out and depending how Premium pans out in the future. It's something to consider, thinking like Premium when Standard came first into effect and how people were offloading their Premium cards to want to get into the Standard format. Well, it's something to consider like that in essence here as well. People wanting to offload their Vimium cards to want to get into the new Standard. So things like that, you might want to hold on to, you know, certain cards you think have value or will have value in the future. And of course, the waifu tax of Bang Dream. Is this a competitive deck? Personally, no, I don't think so. I think it's more of a fun deck than anything else. It's got some really neat mechanics that are really cool. I'll probably be showcasing this with a feature match with AlphonZeus in the future. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me, guys. So, what do you personally think of all the things happening with the Standard market? Let me know in the comments down below. I will try to respond to them if I can. But with that being said, guys, my name is John from Team Gradelock. You have watched the Team Gradelock Standard Market Watch, and I will see you guys next time. Deuces!